Next day, before dawn, I met Michael from the Dublin charity Crosscare, whose vans make daily rounds collecting surplus food. Every day, thousands of tons of fresh produce are sent to market. But due to current consumer tastes, something as simple as a less than perfect shape can make it a reject.
This is a typical potato here, rooster potato, Duncan.
Yeah.
That got a slight little bit of mechanical damage.
And there's
But
nothing
you can see
really
there's
wrong with
absolutely
it.
nothing really wrong
No.
with it. You wipe that with your peeler, there it is, perfect.
Perfect, yeah. And are you saying that's not good enough to go to your typical supermarket?
It's not at the moment, no.
Because consumers don't want them.
Consumers don't want them. Because of this new washing trend that we have at the moment, it's good for the consumer, all right, but unfortunately it's not good for the likes of us, our growers.
Yeah, but
we
I
do
can
have
understand.
about 30% waste. But if you remember 10 years ago, you might go into your local greengrocer or shop and you buy a lot of your potatoes unwashed,
Yeah.
brushed, even your carrots and your parcels are all bought brushed.
Yeah.
So the last 10 years now, the consumer has asked for all these products to be washed.
It's not the irregular potato
You have to
here.
misshapen potatoes.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that potato.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all, no.
But are you saying that now typically consumers don't want these?
No, typically they don't want them at the moment, no.
It's really mad, of course, isn't it? I mean,
Well, it is,
these
yes.
are perfect potatoes. When I was a child, these are the potatoes we would have eaten. Exactly
Absolutely.
like this.
As Derek packed the van with the wonky vegetables and fruit that would be eaten later that day, I went to see what else was on the menu and why.
Typically, you might be looking for a little bit of, see that there, like a little bit of a black dot.
Right,
The
okay.
guards will throw that out.
Right, okay.
Even
now,
though the Brussels
with
sprout
that
is
little
perfect.
black dot, and will that now go to Crosscare?
That will go to Crosscare, yeah.
Right. And there's absolutely nothing wrong
Absolutely nothing wrong with it at all.
with it. I mean, you could eat it here now.
go
Mind
ahead,
if I eat it?
be my guest.
Lovely.
Perfect.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Absolutely.
For companies like Mead Potatoes, giving to charities like Crosscare remedies a problem that didn't exist before current consumer trends took hold.
And these are really good. I mean, look at that. I can see nothing wrong with those carrots.
No, you might just have a slight little bit of mechanical damage because of the year we had this year as well. On the spring onions here, you might see a small little bit of black top on them and a touch of maybe a little bit of frost.
Really, and that's all.
That's all that's wrong with it, yes. Okay.
Looking at our haul, it wasn't hard to imagine this food could have been wasted.
Right, Derek, do you like parsnips? What? Funny enough, parsnips were the one vegetable I didn't like as a child.
It was great to see fresh food from the fields that would be cooked later in the day. All that was left was to follow it inside through the food bank to where the cooks were waiting to see what would be on the menu.
Welcome to Portland Grove.
Thanks a lot. So this is your restaurant here, your main...
This is it, yeah. We have a community cafe
Yeah.
next to this side, and on this side we have the Dublin Food Bank. So I'll bring you in here first.
Okay,
and show
so
you
this is the food bank. Great.
This is the food bank.
Very good.
Basically, we work with lots of food producers and farmers, and this is just a small array of the different kind of food. we get. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And is it all only vegetables and fruit, or have you
No,
got other types, dairy produce
we
and
get
everything?
any kind of food produce there is. So we try to support families and communities. So it could be stuff like washing up powder or toothbrushes, toothpaste. We try and find anything and divert it from waste. Really, the food bank here is a dropping off point and a collection point.
The idea of a food bank for redistribution straight into the heart of a community that needs it, coupled with an on-site restaurant, is a model that could be replicated all over Ireland.
I believe you've got a restaurant here too.
Yeah, we do. We have a cafe inside. Like, come in and see.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
love to. And who comes here now, gets food here?
We encourage everyone for the community to come down. So
Right.
it's not just people who can afford to eat, but people who can't as well.
Okay, so everybody can eat here.
Absolutely
Wow.
everyone.
Great. Wow,
Come on
that's
in.
lovely. What do you think of the food here? Is it? Yeah. Really? It's really good. Oh, I'm really
and what
good.
about the staff?
It looks lovely. I'm dying to have some myself.
Michael and his team went out of their way to create the right atmosphere in the restaurant and provide a real focus for the community.
But the idea is that we create an environment here where a community can come together and share a meal. So if you can't afford to pay, you don't have to pay, and there's no stigma. We try to remove all of that. Everything being eaten in here is something that was heading towards landfill.
Right, and then you cook everything here.
Everything's cooked here. Yeah. There's over 500 meals cooked here a day. And what they do with those meals is, a lot of them will be served here. They probably sit about 80 people here for lunch a day, and then the rest of them are packed away into Meals on Wheels, and then they're distributed to the elderly in the local community. So really, every single bit of food that we get is put to use.
And it's a lovely atmosphere. It seems to be like a little community centre here in a way.
Well, the big thing is poverty is changing, and the face of poverty has really changed. We know now safe food, we're talking recently about 1 in 10 families being affected by food poverty. We know in this local area a lot of children go to school and they don't have proper breakfast before they go to school. So we really need, charities need to develop to address food poverty, and that's one of the things I think a service like this could be used for.
So, Michael, what do you think about food waste in Ireland?
I mean, there is so much of it. It's massive. I mean, we don't really know how much food goes to waste, but you've seen in meat potatoes today that really an awful lot of that can be diverted and go to places like this. Last year, we diverted over 500 tonnes of waste from landfills.
500 tonnes?
500 tonnes. And that's for a small charity, and last year we had 1 van. This year we have 4. And it's perfectly wonderful. Organic often, quite fresh fruit and vegetables. You know, it's amazing that this stuff is ending up in landfills. Craziness, absolutely.
It's clear to see just how important the centre's role is in the local area. Michael hopes they could go further and help build real resilience back into their community.
Well, having spoken to Michael here today and seen the whole process from travelling up to the farms and collecting the food and then seeing the whole way it's cooked, and when I look at it, I'm saying, why couldn't we do this all over the country? It seems to be massively important.